Hello and welcome to my channel, which name is Info About All, and your host is Jahid Ahmed. Today I'm gonna tell you about the chemical and physical changes. What is the difference between chemical and physical changes, and how chemical and physical changes happen and take place. First of all, I'm going to tell you about matter and the state of matter. What are matter? Matter have three states: solid, liquid, and gas. And these three states are known as states of matter. The states of matter depends on how strongly the particles stick together. For example, that the particles are tightly stick together, it is known as solid. The particles stick together depends on the material, the temperature, and the pressure. It depends on the how type of the material is it, and the how is the temperature of that particle, and the how much pressure on the particle. Now let's talk about solid. What are solid? The solid have what are the properties of the solid? They have a definite volume, they have a definite shape, and the particles are packed tightly together. They do not have any space between them, and they are stick very tightly together. Forces between the particles are very strong, and they do not flow easily and have a high density. They have a specific weight, are not easily squashed or compressed. They are only squashed or compressed if they are heated at a certain temperature, and they do not flow very easily. Now here is liquid, and these are the properties of liquid. There are some forces of attraction between the particles of a liquid. There is some force of attraction, but there is not enough force as solid. They have more energy than solid, and the particles are close together. The particles are close together, but same thing that they do not are as close as the particle of solid, and they are free to pass together. They do not have a specific shape and can spread where they are and where they are in. For example, if you pour the water in the glass, it do not have a specific shape. Now here are gases. There are hardly any forces of attraction between the particles of gas. There is too much space between the particles of a gas. So the particles are very far apart and can move freely in all directions. They are free to pass through each other. They are very because they are very far. The particles move so fast that they collide with each other. When the particles are free to pass, they move in direction and they move very fast. And they sometimes they collide with each other. Now here is physical changes. What are physical changes? The particles in the material do not change, only the way they are arranged or their energy. For example, in the physical change, the simple example is when we boil the water. When first of all, when we boil the water, it changes into the steam, and when we cool the steam, it turns back into the water. This is known as physical change. First of all, here is the example. When solid is heated, for example, we take solid as ice. When the ice is heated, its particles gain more energy and they vibrate more. At a certain temperature, the solid, for example, ice have enough energy to break free the bonds from each other. And this point is called melting, and the solid or ice turns into the liquid. And when now liquid or water is changes into the for now the solid or ice is changes into the water is heated, the particles get even more energy, and the particles now move faster and the bonds between them break. At a certain temperature, the particles have enough energy. If we heat it more, the bonds and the particles are throw very far, and this point is called boiling. The liquid is now turned into the gas or steam. Now here is chemical changes. What is in the physical change we see that it is reversible, but in a chemical change one or more new substances are formed and it is not possible to reverse the process. The example is when iron rusts, toast burns, or when we boil an egg, and during the photosynthesis and respiration, some new substances are formed, and this is called chemical changes. And it is not easy to return back the reactants, and it is not easy to turn the reactants back. At this point, and the chemical changes are also called chemical reactions. What happens in chemical change? A new substance is produced, which usually looks quite different from the substance you started with. Sorry. Energy, usually heat energy, is given out or taken in during the reaction. The change may be impossible to reverse. In other words, most chemical changes are non-reversible. Although the atoms of each element combine in different ways, the same atoms that were there at the end that we started are at the end of the reaction. Because of this, the total mass stays the same, but the changes has occurred and it is not possible to change them. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you liked my video. If you like, so subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like and share the video. Thank you.